where we're starting is not where we're going to end. And again, the path, we don't know. It's not mapped out for us. So 5 years from now, who knows what success looks like.
I'm Carrie Bernstein-Horn, and on the show today, how Grady Raskin left his well-established career in sponsorship with the Dallas Stars and rose to the challenge as president of the XFL team, the Dallas Renegades. At Passion Dallas Studios, we shine a light on entrepreneurs, innovators, and creators in our quest to amplify their impact. Get ready for the Passion Leaders Podcast. Grady, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Of course, Carrie. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you, a very dear and old friend of mine. Well, we're not that old, but you know,
we're getting there.
But here in this very exciting time for you in your career, so I can't wait to hear all about what you're doing. I'm going to play this little promo video that you guys sent me so that we can kind of get in the mood for what the Dallas Renegades is bringing to Dallas.
Great.
Okay.
Deep in the heart of Texas beats a different kind of pulse. A spirit untamed. A swagger that can't be denied. Where big meets bold meets badass. This is outlaw country, inside the lines. This is hell on wheels, between hash marks. This is their home on the range. The Dallas Renegades, raising hell, February 2020.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that gets it going a little bit, doesn't it?
So what was the idea, like what sparked the XFL to begin with? Where is it coming from?
Well, I think the XFL and spring football specifically has been a concept that's been around. People have tried it before. Mm-hmm. I think that what we're doing is we've taken about 18 months to do some research and development about what people would want in an alternative football league. And football is king in the United States by far. There's just nothing can be said. And look, I've got a baseball background. I love hockey, but it's just the numbers don't lie. And in Texas and in North Texas specifically, it's even bigger. So what we're trying to accomplish is just give people more football. So the XFL is really about for the love of football, right? It's about people love the game and we're giving them more. We're not substituting. We're not changing things. We're just trying to give people more football. So even in February, March, and April, when our games will be played, football is spoken about the most currently, and there's no games being played except for potentially one championship game in the other pro league. So people love it. People talk about it. And so we're just giving them more of it.
I love that. What opportunities do you think it's going to bring for us here in Dallas?
Well, I think that the Renegades, as we represent North Texas, it's a dynamic and amazing metroplex. We love it, and like I said, we want people to be able to watch more football, but also the Renegades give people an opportunity to come and see different ways of doing things, right? Where we have different rules, innovations that we're doing to try to create a faster game. As part of, I mentioned before, as part of our 18 months of research and development, we asked the fans, we asked players, we asked coaches, we asked rules officials. We said, if we were going to create a new brand of football, what would you want to see? And by far, no question, it was faster pace, more action, less stall, more ball is what we kind of say, trying to get things exciting. So, and we're trying to give the fans a little bit more of an experience, trying to get them more access, whether they're coming to our games at Globe Life Park or they're watching our games on Fox or ABC or ESPN. We're trying to create something new that people can see things in a different way.
Yeah. When I was watching information about this and preparing for you being here today, I didn't realize how many football players come out of colleges and really have no opportunity afterwards. I mean, it's, what is it, 10% of them get to go on to the NFL from there, and then it's over for the rest, right?
Boy, I wish I had my numbers in front of me, because 10% doesn't even come close.
Is it not even close? To 10%. It's like 1%.
There's probably, I think there's, and my numbers are rough estimates, but I think there's 3,500 eligible college football players each year for the NFL draft. Only 248 get drafted, 250 get drafted. And while these players can play, right? College football, certainly in the Big 12 and SEC is a lot of our people, our friends with are in Texas. The football is passionate. It's huge. It's amazing. Football is good. So, all these guys are getting drafted, but there's a bunch of guys that can still play, and they've got a great motor. And the passion that they play for their school sometimes is really unmatched, right? They're playing for their school. It's passionate. They're not getting paid. And so what we're hoping is, and what we believe is these guys can still play. Not only can they play, but they want to play. I think there's some statistics out there that say people that finish whatever level of sport that they're in, there's a 3 to 5 year time frame after they're finished playing that they still would like to do it. They may go play in an adult league or whatever. But some of these guys are still really, really good, and they still want to play, and so we're giving them that opportunity.
Right.
And so when we talked about before, you mentioned opportunity. It's an opportunity for these guys to keep playing, whether they want a chance to keep going and get to a different level or just to play. It's tremendous. And then lastly, opportunity is for me. Look, I've been in sports my entire life, and I get an opportunity to be a president of a sports franchise. I still giggle a lot when I say that. My dad likes to call me Mr. President, and it makes me laugh. But we've got opportunities for our coaches and for our front office staff, and so it's just a more opportunity for people to be involved in sports. And I think that's something that people should really appreciate. It's a great thing.
Is there a player that we need to be watching out for?
Well, Landry Jones is our key guy.
Mm-hmm.
He is he played at OU, and Coach Bob Stoops is our head coach, who does not need much introduction, and he played or Landry played for him, and he set all types of records for the Big 12 and for the NCAA. So he's done a lot of great things. We're excited about him. He made it to the NFL. He was a backup for the Pittsburgh Steelers for some time, and honestly, because he was behind a Hall of Fame quarterback, he didn't get a chance. And if you would ask him if he was sitting next to us, he'd say, he just wants to play. So again, opportunity for him to play and show his wares and really just enjoy the game again, because if we are for the love of football, it's for the players as well. It's not just for our fans. So, we also have a crop of wide receivers that are awfully fast. If you're familiar with 40 times, a 4.3 40 is extremely quick. And we've got one guy, Jeff Badette, who is below that. So our football is going to be fast, as I said, not just getting people through the game from a game clock, but our guys are going to be running all over the field, and it's going to be really fun.
Which is going to be different for them, too. I mean, wow, it's really like learning a new sport a little bit, right? Where they've got to learn these new rules and there's not time off.
Yeah,
it's going.
And like I said, our draft was only a couple months ago. We had our mini camp that was in December.
Uh-huh.
We actually did it out at Arlington High School because Globe Life Park is still under construction.
Sure.
And not only these guys, some of these guys have been trying to figure out what they've been doing. Some came straight out of college, but some hadn't been. So they had to get back into football shape.
Wow.
Hal Mummy, who was our offensive coordinator, and for Texas Tech fans, he is the godfather of what's called the air raid offense. And this is the one they're just, if we run the ball once, people are surprised because it's all about passing the ball and throwing. So these guys are coming in, they got to learn a new offense, and then we have about 15 new rule innovations that are different, and so these guys got to learn that as well.
Yeah.
So they got to be thinking on their feet. It's a lot of pressure, and again, these guys are here to win. This is not just a happy-go-lucky adult league. This is about winning. It's a competition, and we have about 70 guys on our roster now, and we're going to knock it down to about 50, I think. So, these guys are playing for something for real.
It's amazing. I know you're very, very proud of your dynamic team and the people that you're doing this alongside. Talk about that, and you mentioned Bob Stoop, but who else?
Yeah, well, when I speak about my team, one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to take this job was to be able to build the front office and put together an organization, right? I've worked for amazing organizations that had great cultures, and so what I was really excited about is take the things that I learned and what I liked about and bring it to the Dallas Renegades front office. And so I was able to go out there and find what we really call rock stars and find individuals. We're very small. We've got, I think we're up to about 22 people right now, but everybody in each of their departments, they're very focused and they're very driven. And I don't have to tell anybody what to do because they want this so much. They want this league to succeed. They want to succeed because most people are getting an opportunity to be, a leader in their area. And so it's been just so exciting to see these people just spread their wings and go with it. And honestly, sometimes I just have to sit back and watch them go, and I feel like I should be doing more. But when you hire good people, let them do their job, and it's a big win. Hell, hire smarter people than you, and you win. And that's what I hope I've done, and I think I've done.
Do you remember when you were debating about going back to school and getting your MBA versus staying in sports?
I do.
And it was like the debate. I mean, you were it was hard on you. Now you get to do it all. This is your MBA, Grady Raskin.
Yeah, look,
I'm sure you've been working towards it.
I going back and getting your degree is good, and lots of people now do it online. But I'll tell you, I've learned more through my 100%. On-site and on-premise experience that I'm glad I made that decision.
You followed your passion. And you knew at that age, and we were young when we used to have those discussions. We had just graduated from college, right? And you followed your passion. Sports has always meant so much to you in your life. Can you explain that? Because, what is it about sports and it's... So,
when I think about that, and I've been asked that question a lot, is like, did I know when I was 12 that I wanted to be in sports? And the answer is no, I didn't. I knew I liked it.
Right.
I was relatively good at baseball. My father liked to watch me play, and honestly, I did it a lot because it was a bonding experience for the two of us. Yeah. And as I kept playing, and then it took me through high school, and it got me into college, and got a little bit of money to play, and I loved it. But it really wasn't until I got into college and started seeing the different curriculums that you could sign up for that you could actually have a career in it, because now we all know that sports is a massive business, right? I mean, massive. But back then, it just wasn't. It wasn't seen that way. In fact, the sports management program that I was in, it was not even in the business school. I had to petition the School of Business to let me take business classes, but have a concentration in the sports management, because I said, how can sports not be a business? It absolutely is. So we've come a long way from there, but it wasn't through those classes. And I think that I had a little bit of a dream that I would play Major League Baseball, which wasn't really in the cards for me. And then I could realize that I could continue doing that. I'm a person that just goes and looks at every opportunity and tries to make the best of them. And fortunately, it led me to where I am today. So I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, you should be. It's quite an amazing journey you've been on. But sports is not even just meaningful to people that play sports. You see people go ballistic about sports. What do you think it is in our human DNA that makes us just want to be spectators and watch sports and yell and scream at our kids from the sidelines? Like, what is it? What?
God.
And let them come scream for the Dallas Renegades, okay?
100%. Listen, I think that one, it's creating memories, it's creating experiences, it's bonding. A lot of this is with family and friends. My father, he lives 2 blocks away from me. We watch our pro football team every Sunday, and it's something that we get together for, and it's something we look forward to. So I think it's sharing, it's exciting. I think people enjoy the passion. They love to see people fighting for an inch, for a yard, for a basket, for a base hit, whatever it may be. And I also think it's something that people understand, that what these guys are doing on the field, and women, it's hard. Yeah. It's demanding. Yeah. These guys, men and women that play NCAA or playing college or play pro. I mean, it's blood, sweat, and tears. It's no joke. And so I think people respect that and love that. And that's why I'm so excited about the Dallas Renegades, because these guys want it. They're not the $1 million guys. These are the guys that are still playing for the love of football.
I love that.
And I think that people are going to get behind them because they're going to still be playing with maybe a chip on their shoulder, but the passion that they still love. So football's great. Sports are great. I mean, it brings people together. It's a community, and it's terrific. And with us, what we're trying to accomplish with our affordable pricing is that people can come experience it and have a great time.
Yeah, because it's gotten to be absolutely ridiculous to be able to go to any event, a sporting event, anything. You know, when you were mentioning that about your players, and even just luck has something to do with it. I mean, when you are behind somebody that isn't retiring, and so therefore you have no opportunity, it's sort of a little bit of luck of the draw. Maybe had you gone to a different team, you would have had every opportunity and you would have become him, right? So it's gotta have so much emotion behind it. So I'm excited to watch the emotion on the field, because I do think sometimes, if you want to call them the underdog, do you want to call them the underdogs? The people that maybe weren't expected to make it, that are now having the opportunity? What's the right word?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily underdog. I think that what I like is that we'll just look at people that follow their college football teams, right?
Yeah.
They love their players, right? Because they go to that school, they have ownership in that school, and they love them. But let's say let's just say a quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's an inch too short, his hands are too small. I mean, they measure quarterbacks' hands to see how big they can fit around the football.
Wow.
So they may not fit the prototypical size, speed, all these things, but they killed it for their college team, right? Well, if you're sitting at home and you're part of that university and that guy doesn't get drafted and you're mad a little bit.
Yeah.
And now the fact that you're going to get a chance to see him continue his career, that passion is going to continue there, because now we actually get a lot of people that they want to know what colleges all these people went to, and we're getting these alumni groups coming in to support us because they want to support. Our running back is from Auburn. One of our wide receivers is from OU again. We've got a couple OU people. So that's what I think people are going to see. And if it's an underdog, okay. But again, it comes back to the fact that they're going to be playing with the same passion that they were on the college gridiron, that they're going to do it for us.
I love that.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be a part of something new? You've been, involved in sports your whole career here, with the biggest and best teams. They were established in a more established position, albeit you've taken it very, very far. But this is something new. And I know it's been done before, but you guys are going to do it and do it well. So how's that feel?
I'll tell you, aside from putting together the front office, and it probably has something to do with it, it's creating something that never existed before.
Right.
And it's people don't get a chance to do that, right? You don't have a chance to just start up a professional football league. You don't.
No.
And we're blessed to have 7 other presidents for the other teams that are as laser focused as I am, and we collaborate and we work together. So we're not just out there on an island. We have these 8 presidents, and we're like, well, we should try this. And everybody's pulling from their backgrounds, and not everybody's from the same. And we're putting all those things together. So creating something is 1A of the reason why I took this position. And it's also, again, getting back to the front office, why everybody's so passionate is because they know they've got to figure it out, and nobody else is going to do it.
Right.
And there's nobody else that has been sitting in my position that I can just call and say, hey, what did you do when this happened?
No roadmap.
And there's no roadmap. Exactly. Yeah. And so we're establishing that, and it's fun. And what I'll say, though, is this. What we are, Game 1, February 9th of this year, is nothing like we're going to be Game 3, Game 4, Game 5.
Absolutely.
It's also not what we're going to be in year 2, year 3, year 4. We're going to grow, we're going to develop. Because we're financed by one person and one owner, we have the ability to do things and try things, and if they don't work, guess what? We'll try something else.
Yeah.
We have, as I mentioned before, 15 rule innovations. We think they're great. We've tested them, we've tried them, people have seen them now. But if some of them don't work, we'll try something else.
Yeah.
And to be able to have that, be able to be that nimble, is fun, because typically you're really stuck and there's not a lot of things you can do. There's already rules established. We don't have any rules because we make the rules.
Yeah.
And that's just really exciting to see and to be able to create that.
Talk about the fear. Because it's got to be there, and how you handle that.
Yeah, I had a great job with the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars is an amazing organization. Not only are the people great there, the leaders there are terrific, but remember, the Stars went to the second round of the playoffs and lost in Game 7, triple overtime this last season, and I was part of that, and it's fun. It's exciting. Playoff hockey may be the best playoff sport, hands down. It's just exciting.
It's fun.
So that's the known, and you know what you're doing, and you're having all that excitement, and you know your routine, and you know what you're doing, and you've paved your way to where you're going. So I was scared to commit to something that is unknown, and a lot of that fear is kind of the reason why I should do things. Fear is not a bad thing. Fear should motivate. Fear is something that you could overcome, and it just makes those things so much more worth it.
Yes.
And so I am so excited about what I'm doing now. I can't believe, if you went back 7 months, 8 months ago, that I even thought about not doing this. But I still wake up 3 o'clock in the morning dripping and having anxiety, going, how are we going to sell enough tickets? What's our intro video going to look like? Is the field going to be done on time? Are people going to like it? If I do interviews, am I going to say silly things? I mean, I'm doing a lot of things that I've never done before. And I'll be honest, I've been thrown to the fire. But it is that is part of the path that I've chosen, and it's fun to see where it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's sometimes you don't realize that maybe you've been playing it a little bit safe. And I know for me, that's been a lesson in my path. It's you're following the safe mode, and all of a sudden you really want to do something. And with that definitely comes fear. How do you push through it? So you wake up in the middle of the night, and then what? How do you get yourself back to bed? Do you get yourself back to bed?
Well, you can email and write things down. That's helpful to get the thoughts out. But, first and foremost, the support staff that I have for friends and family, yourself certainly included, is just amazing. If I start stressing, started with my wife, she's so supportive of this.
Yeah.
My mother and father couldn't be more proud of me.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I have that, which is really, it's just, I'm fortunate, not everybody has that. So I've got that. The other thing is, and this is kind of random, but when I was going back to the time where I was trying to figure out, should I take this risk? You talk about comfort. Being comfortable in a position is a handicap. And I hate to say that word, but it holds people back, because you get so comfortable in your routine and the known that it doesn't able you to move forward and try something new to better yourself. And you know what? Failure is not the end of the world. And I was making these decisions, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I don't know if this matters, but I was watching a video that Denzel Washington made. Okay. And somebody made it, but it was him speaking, and it was him at graduations, at acceptance speeches, and all these different things. And he talked about failure. And it was like, sometimes you just click a button, and he's talking to the social media world. But for the 4 minutes that I watched that, he was talking to me, right?
Yeah. And
he was saying, if you fail once, get up again. Don't put yourself in a position to fail, because it makes it that much greater. And I said, that's it. I've got to do it. I don't believe in a lot of things, but there you go, right? You got somebody telling you what you're trying to get over. Fear and failure is not the end of the world.
No.
And again, we'll see what I say in 2 or 3 years, 10 years from now, but I believe that putting yourself out there is really worth it.
You need the pain in order to grow.
Yeah.
And I think both of us would probably agree that any pain that we've been through, and we've both had pain in our lives, we wouldn't take it away, even though it sucked so bad at the time and we thought it was the worst thing. you come out the other side better and stronger. And I also think that, like, being where we are in our mid-40s, yes, we're in our mid-40s. I mean, if not now, when? And we've prepared for this our whole careers. I mean, it isn't like you haven't been pushing. This is just a whole other kind of pushing.
No question.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Looking 5 years ahead with the Renegades, how would you define success? What does it look like?
One of the great things with having the ownership that we do is that success is not defined in year one, as I mentioned before. What we're about is making sure that what we talk about, what we want to deliver, what the fans ask for from a professional football league, that we deliver on. That's fun, that's fast, that's getting people in and out of the stadium in less than 3 hours. Mm-hmm. That's taking some of the downtime and turning that into game time. And so I think that as we look over 5 years from now, it would be our stadium's full, at least the lower level. Globe Life's pretty big, so we're just going to focus on what we can control. Our ratings are great on Fox, on ESPN, on ABC. And I think that down the road, whether it's 5-10 years, is who knows? Would we put a couple extra teams in there? That would be great as well. So this is not where we're starting is not where we're going to end. And again, the path, we don't know. It's not mapped out for us. So 5 years from now, who knows what success looks like? We know what it will feel like, which will be lots of fans yelling and cheering. And if you see me out on the weekends, you'll see a Renegade hat on or a shirt on, and hopefully around North Texas, more and more people will be doing that, and people will be buying our jerseys and be doing that. So it's a mass market play, right? We want people to love us, and certainly social media will tell you, right? You can't hide behind that. So we're very big on content, and we're very big on listening to what people are saying. And so I think that success will be defined to us. People will tell us what they think, and but I believe we're starting in the right place, and we're going to be in a good spot.
Absolutely. So now take it away from the Renegades and just make it about Grady. In 5 years, what will it mean to have succeeded?
Well, I think that it is clearly, our staff is going to grow. I'm going to see some of my staff leave. And some of my staff are going to go on and run departments or teams of their own. I've always been a person where when I retire one day, that I want to look across specifically the sports landscape, and I want to see that I have people that I've some way touched in a positive manner, and now they're running a team or a department or whatever it may be for different organizations. I think that that's something that I really want to help people get to where they wanted to be. Nobody can get anywhere by themselves. They all need help. I've had plenty of help in my life. And so that to me really defines it. Sure, do I want a full stadium? Do I want to fill up to the club level? Sure. And do I want to win multiple championships? Certainly. But I think that it's bigger. It's affecting people. It's affecting change as much as we can, from the fact that I want us to be in the community, and whether we're fighting hunger or whether we're fighting autism, just being a part of those type of things. But it's really about what have the people that have been around the Renegades, how much better are they now? Yeah. And how much better off they are. I would be selfish to say I want everybody to stay with me because it makes my life easier. Again, I want people to move on. So I think that's what I think about a lot is who are the people that are around me and where are they going to be? That's what I really would define as success.
I look at that as you want to develop leaders.
No, 100%. Yeah, I love it, and I think that that's the only way to be. I don't know how else to be different. I mean, I hate losing people. And when people tell me they're leaving, and there are some people out there that may giggle, but when they tell me they're resigning, I sometimes get a little animated. I'll just put it that way. But it's not out of lack of respect or love. It's just out of the fact that it's tough when you lose good people.
We just got to guilt trip them a little bit,
That's right.
You can't just let them go.
That's right.
Okay, so we did a little investigating. We're going to move on from this.
Okay.
Into your social media. Okay. Speaking of social media, I didn't have to look that hard since we're friends on Facebook.
Oh no.
I'm going to pull up some pictures, and I'd
Okay.
love to hear how you would define certain things. Okay, picture number one.
Picture number one. That is my family right there. My sister, my brother-in-law, and their family, and my mother and father, and I guess that's my parents' dog there. My daughter Maya and my son Miles, and as you can see, I'm much taller than they are, so it's always awkward for me to get in a picture. I always feel
You are
weird.
a lot taller
I know,
than they are.
It's pretty sad.
Where did the genes come
Yeah,
from?
you know, I'm not really sure, but they are. They're great. That was a Thanksgiving. Michael's father-in-law is an amazing photographer. He takes pictures every Thanksgiving, and like I said before, we're very fortunate that all families can get together. From my sister to my brother-in-law, and then Allie's parents are in there somewhere, but I guess they didn't make the shot.
Oh,
but
too bad.
But yeah, terrific.
Well, I know that family is huge to you.
Absolutely.
So, okay.
Well, now you're making me upset that it's raining outside because for people that know me the best, golf is very much on my mind all the time. I love it.
When did you pick it up? Later in
I
life?
played after college, right?
Okay.
So the buddy in the background, he actually played, went to GW with me, and he joined me, and that's my buddy Gabe, who I met after college as well. But we went. This is Bandon Dunes, amazing place to play, but it is my happy place. I love it.
Okay. You just have a couple more.
Okay. So this
I
is
love this
this is one of my favorite pictures, and I'll tell you why. So I've been in sports for a long time, and I worked for, like I said, a lot from Texas Rangers to the Dallas Stars to Mesquite Championship Rodeo. Did Liverpool for a little bit when Tom Hicks bought that, but so I've been taking care of people and their kids for so long, and I had kids. You know, my kids are now 10 and 12, but I never really had been able to take care of my own kids. And so this is one of the first opportunities that my daughter there, who is Mini Vic, the Dallas Stars mascot is Victory Green. And so they did a Mini Vic. So to be able to get her in that environment, and she walked around and give high fives to the fans, and she
cool.
was up on the scoreboard. And so, like I said, the Dallas Stars have a great fan engagement experience, and a lot of the things that we're bringing to the Renegades is a lot of things that they've done. We don't have a mascot yet, but we will be doing fun things like this.
I love it. Love it. Come on, we had to pull an oldie but goodie. I was so glad this was on there.
That is terrible.
Because I probably know a couple of those other people in that.
Yeah, this is Green Hill, and this is
There he is.
this is our singers. This was led by Michael Maines, I believe, and boy, that's an old picture. In fact,
You're a singer, though.
Yeah, and this is actually a true story. Is my father would not sign a permission slip for me to play baseball unless I was in the choir.
Wow.
Yeah, he would not let me. He wouldn't let me play, and so I can sing. I have a decent voice. My problem is I'm not good by myself, so I can pick up. So if someone's singing harmony next to me, that's why I'm in the middle, because they put people around me that are singing the same thing. But if you go off, I tend to follow you, and so I had to learn. But
I love it.
Music is huge, especially on my mom's side of the family. My mother and her sister. She has two sisters, or had two sisters, and they singing was everything. So my mother loved it, and so it was something that I did. And if you come to my house now, where my wife sings, my kids are singing, and it's good. I don't sing as much as I used to, but it's a lot of fun.
I love that. Okay, last one.
Yeah, this was.
This is a good one.
This is a great one. You've got Bob Stoops next to me, and you've got the owner of FC Dallas, or the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the Globe Life Park that we did a little press conference. So this was honestly a new experience for me, to get up and speak in front of the media and live media, and that was a lot of fun. And you could see it was even before our footballs were made, because as our footballs are actually there. So great experience there. It was terrific.
Love it. So, as you know, Passion Dallas is all about Dallas, the culture of Dallas, the people that are helping to build the culture of Dallas. We're going to do some rapid fire with you really quick.
Oh boy.
They're just Dallas facts.
Okay.
You'll be okay. Best place to get a beer. Do you drink beer?
I don't.
You're a wine guy?
No, I'm wine and I'm gluten free now. So
That's right.
yeah, so I don't drink beer anymore. But I think Happiest Hour is a pretty good spot.
I was going to say, you used to drink beer.
Yes.
Date night, best place.
We go to Mercury
Yeah.
right by our house. We sit out at the bar. My wife and I love to sit at the bar and just kind of talk to people and hang out and enjoy it.
That is a great place.
Yeah.
I love that place too. Other than the Dallas Renegades, your favorite sports team?
I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. That's going to get me in trouble, but my parents were born in Pittsburgh, and that's what my father and I watch every day. My son's middle name is Steele.
Really?
I love him.
I love that. Okay, best Dallas suburb.
Oof. I love them all.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I told John, I said, he's going to say he's a city boy. we don't do the suburbs. Okay. Name one person who you think best represents Dallas.
Best represents Dallas. Let me say this. This is going to be cheesy, but
It's okay.
my kids just joined a new school, Sudie Williams, the principal there. As you have kids, as you know, education is paramount, and private schools are terrific, but they're expensive, and our public school system is not the best. Michael Jackson, who runs Sudie Williams, is terrific, with just his vision to create his own school, and I'm a more of an observer of a lot of things, and I sit back and I watch him, and he's there all the time, and I think that he represents something that, talk about passion, I think that it's something that is really something that I envy and really appreciate him a lot.
What a beautiful answer. So I am a content freak these days, and I almost feel like I'm like in this education, like self-education through content. Grant Cardone right now is on my speaker system yelling and screaming because that's what Grant Cardone does.
Okay.
He's got this book called 10X, and 10X is basically talking about massive action and commitment and sales because he's a sales guy. I know right now for the Dallas Renegades, you're in massive action. You've got a game coming up. You need to sell some tickets. So tell everybody what they can do, how they can get involved, buy some season tickets, get some tickets to some games. How do we get some massive action behind the Dallas Renegades?
Yeah, fortunately, more than anything, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, season tickets are 5 games. Our tickets are from $20 to $80, very affordable. And they're all lower level seats. So again, starting with unprecedented access, you're sitting in the lower level for a professional football league. So you've got our website, or it might have been on.
It'll be on there.
It'll be on there. And so at XFL.com, you can go to the Dallas page and you can buy season tickets, you can buy group tickets, you can buy individual game tickets. Our first game is February 9th. 4 o'clock. We'll be on ESPN, but we'd love people to come out to the ballpark. Again, tickets even on single game are very affordable. We have suites for businesses. We've actually, the suites are going to be an amazing experience. I just toured it the other day, and they look really great. And so we really are looking to companies to support us as well. And I think that we're going to have pregame tailgates for people to come out to. And so however you get there, whether it's the season or group or an individual ticket, we're excited to have them, and we'll show them a good time.
Okay. City of Dallas. City of Dallas, let's get some massive action behind the Dallas Renegades. This is a culture builder for our city. It's something new. It's something fresh. It's something fun. Get out there and buy some tickets. Let's support this new team.
I love it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Want to hear more about what the Dallas Passion Leaders are up to? Be sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on our social media channels.